The IMC Podcast is here to motivate and excite you about reading the Bible while in your corner. With that said, we highly encourage you to draw your own conclusions based on your personal findings in the scriptures as you journey with us on our conversations of the individual biblical characters. The views expressed by the guests on this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views of our sponsors or who they represent. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep going. Like, subscribe, and share.
And we can see that in his behavior because he's going searching for donkeys and offering like a few pennies for information. Like he doesn't, there's nothing that would puff him up. I mean, we look at that, he's so tall and he's so handsome, but the way that he views himself is very differently. And the way that he carries himself is not in relation to the way that he looks.
Yeah.
It's almost as if to us we see like this giant and he's over there being like,
like very humble, you know?
Right? Yeah. And later on, when they call on him, he's hiding amongst the stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's not trying to seek attention for himself, despite the fact that the way that he looks probably already draws attention to himself. Right. He's not an attention grabber in terms of his personality. He could get all the attention if he wanted, but he doesn't seek it.
Yeah.
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
Right? That's more than most of us. Because, I mean, we've now become social media obsessed where we don't have a whole lot. We're not lookers. We want to be media influencers, right? But what are you going to influence people with? Like most people who are influencers are people who should not be influencing anybody, right? But we think we ought to.
Yeah.
Should I hide my face now?
Right? This is not a jab at you, right? Yeah. I think you guys are doing a good job.
Praise God, man.
Right?
Praise God.
Yep.
But Saul is not the type that is seeking praise from men.
Right on.
At least within this time period.
Yeah.
Right? Things change.
Yeah.
But here's why. Well, maybe I'm jumping a little. We'll get there because I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but I do want to get to the part because I laid it on you guys that I think he's a better Christian even with his defects.
That's right.
Which
so we need to get there.
I think I'm convinced now.
Right?
I'm already convinced.
So chapter 10, Nahash the Ammonite, he comes in and he's around Jabesh Gilead. He gives them 7 days to go and find somebody to deliver them. All of the children of Israel don't respond.
Yeah.
Saul hears about it and the dude is livid. Like he gets furious. He's like, what?
Yeah.
There's a city of the Israelites that is being besieged and nobody's going to stand up for them?
Oh.
So what does he do? He goes and he grabs oxen.
Yeah.
And he chops them up and he sends them to all of the coasts of Israel, to all the tribes of Israel. And he basically says, whoever doesn't come after Saul and after Samuel, this will be done to his oxen.
Ooh.
Now, that may not mean like a whole lot to us. So let me unpack it in modern terms.
Please.
He takes your car, he takes your iPhone, he takes your laptop, and he puts them through a grinder.
Okay.
And he sends you all of the powdered dust from all of your technology.
Visualization.
In a cup.
Yep.
And he says, whoever doesn't come after Saul and after Samuel, all of your tech is going to be ground into powder.
Oof.
And sent to you.
Yeah, everybody's going.
Everybody's going.
Yeah.
Without my car, I can't work. Without my phone, I can't do nothing. Without my laptop, I can't operate, right? So everybody's dependent on these things. The ox was their livelihood. Right? That was their tractor of the day.
Yeah.
Okay? So they lived by livestock. They lived by farming. So without the oxen, you can't pull weight. You can't till the ground. You can't do anything. So for them, that was their livelihood. So Saul was basically saying, you don't come, you lose your livelihood. Why? Because somebody's life is on the line. And the life of an individual is worth more than your livelihood. Life is worth more than livelihood. And most of us are not willing to give up our livelihood or the things, I can't live without my phone. You will die. because you did not value actual life more than that which is actually trying to take your life.
You know, not to stop you.
Yeah.
When there was TikTok freeze for a while,
Yeah.
people were going crazy.
Oh, I'm not
Bro.
surprised.
Bro, they were sweating.
People
and
were
everything.
crying.
Anxiety through the roof. Where's my TikTok account?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's called addiction.
Yeah.
That's called dependence, right? And when you have that level of addiction and that level of dependence, guess what? You're not free. You're a slave.
You're right. That's true, man.
For all for all intensive purposes, as much as people want to say that we need to war against slavery, the vast majority of people are willing to submit to it willingly. Because it's not the form that they normally identify with historically. But slavery doesn't care. Slavery just wants to control you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need a whip to do it.
Not anymore.
Right?
Not anymore.
That's the thing, is it doesn't. As long as it can control your actions and control your mind and control your desires, right?
Yeah.
Then it's accomplished its goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're under someone else's directive. Whether that's the algorithm, whether that's the companies, whatever it is, someone else is controlling you. You are not free. And this is what was controlling them. Oh, we shouldn't risk our lives for them because I might, I need to till my field. I need to do this. I need to do that. Like, I've got my own responsibilities. And Saul is like, your responsibility is to preserve life because that's the commandment.
Yeah.
That's the commandment.
Yeah.
We always read the commandments in negative, like thou shalt not kill. But in reality, each of the commandments, if you flip them into the positive, is that God values life. God values life. And when Jesus when he's accused of his disciples eating on the Sabbath, rubbing the grains in their hands and eating them on the Sabbath. He's like, why do your disciples do that, which is unlawful on the Sabbath? He says, don't you know what the priest did when David came unto him?
David came unto him.
Because there was a conflict of laws.
Yep.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have given him the table, the showbread, right? The bread from the table of showbread, or for the priests, because that's for priests only. But he saw that two laws came into conflict. He saw that there was a law that meant to preserve life, and there was the law of the temple that says the bread is only for priests. And he says, the law to preserve life is more important. But where's the law to preserve life? It says, thou shalt not kill. But he saw it correctly. He understood that the law was to preserve life. And Saul understands that to preserve life is more important.
Yeah.
And that's what he's calling all of the children of Israel out on. And so they finally come. They say, okay, well, all right. Maybe we should value life.
Maybe. It's
Maybe
still
we
a
should,
maybe.
right?
It's still a maybe.
And so they come, they win the battle. Saul gets praised. And then, the people who were speaking against Saul, they want to call them out to kill them. Who were the people that spoke against Saul, right? Because people were saying, hey, should Saul reign over us? Who's this guy?
Who is this
Never
guy?
heard of him,
Yeah.
right? And what does Saul do? He basically says, wait a second. God just delivered our enemies into our hands, and now we're going to kill somebody? No.
I'm not going to be a part of that.
Not under my watch.
Right.
Right? So he actually defends his enemies. He defends those who were speaking out against him, which is more to say than the children of Israel in the time of Jesus. Because what were they celebrating? Passover.
Yeah.
What is Passover? God saved your life. God gave you a victory over your enemies, the Egyptians. God delivered you from Egypt, and here you are trying to crucify a man in celebration of your deliverance.
Man.
So Saul is the opposite. Saul is the opposite of the leadership of Israel during the time of Jesus.
Yeah.
He's defending those. He's saying, no, God delivered us. Nobody should die because we're celebrating freedom. We're celebrating deliverance, right?
Yeah.
The dude is a phenomenal character. Don't tell me otherwise. Just don't tell me otherwise. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. Like Richard said, I'm convinced, man. I'm convinced.
Right? I mean, like, the dude, like, okay,
It's
we
about time.
we always focus on what he became.
Yes.
That's
But let's
me.
let's look at what he became. Okay, let's look at the way down. All right, I'm gonna throw half my notes here away because I didn't even look at them at all. But we're gonna go.
I don't think you need them because
I know. I was thinking we're gonna go more systematically through each of the verses,
Yeah.
right? Because I want to show you guys that this is all in the Bible, and I'm not just coming in,
Yeah.
with it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But we have in Samuel chapter 13, right? And we're going to be just in verses 8 through 10. So if somebody wants to read
You want to take that, Rich?
8 through 10.
8 through 10, yeah.
13.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I read, then he waited from the New King James. Then he waited 7 days according to the time set by Samuel. But Samuel did not come to Gilgal. And the people were scattered from him. So Saul said, bring a burnt offering and a peace offerings here to me. And he offered the burnt offering. Now it happened, as soon as he had finished presenting the burnt offering, that Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him, that he might greet him.
All right. So Samuel tells Saul, wait. All right, they're in a battle. Saul is anxious because he doesn't want to go without God's presence.
Yes.
Samuel says, wait 7 days, I'll be there. 7 days passes, Samuel doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Saul gets anxious because the people start leaving.
Yes.
And then so he takes upon himself the prerogative of God that he should not have taken upon himself, right? He puts himself in a position of authority that he does not have in order to keep the people from scattering from him because he has a fear of abandonment.
Where did that come from, though?
We don't have time.
Yeah.
I would love to go through Saul's life and unpack more because there's a reason.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a reason. And you can trace, because this is the first issue that he reveals within his character as a defect.
Yes.
That wasn't there before.
Right.
He didn't have that insecurity.
No, he didn't.
He didn't have that insecurity,
Yeah.
right? But now he has that insecurity. So when he had nothing, he didn't care that he had nothing. But now that he has so much, it's gotten to a point. I mean, part of it is that he doesn't want to go to this battle without God.
Yes.
Okay.
But because Samuel doesn't show up, he feels God's not there. And now that the people are leaving, he feels like the people aren't there. And so he feels a failure in a certain way as a ruler, that neither God has shown up, neither are the people staying. And so he's like, well, I've got to do something within my own power. And God is in essence testing him to see, will you depend on yourself when you feel like all other things have basically fallen to the side? Right? When you feel like, oh, like God has abandoned you, the church has abandoned me, my family has abandoned me, or there's nobody standing with me, I'm on my own. Are you then going to say, well, then I'm going to try to control things with my own power?
Yeah.
Or will I continue to wait on God?
So in a sense, Samuel delaying was sort of a test for Saul. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I can tell,
Yeah.
right? As far as I can tell, because he said 7 days.
Yes.
He did say 7 days.
And he didn't show up exactly at 7 days. He showed up right after the 7 days. So it was just enough time for Saul to begin to feel like, okay, it's been 7 days, right?
It's a whole week.
It's been a whole week and nothing's happened.
Yeah.
I can't wait any longer.
And I think I'm almost tempted to compare that to us as Christians today.
Yeah.
Because 7 days, someone doesn't show up. The question now that I have is, how long are we willing to wait when God doesn't respond in the wait period?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This isn't a lack of a response to a request. God had promised to show up in 7 days.
And right. But sometimes we even whether it's a request or it's a promise of something that for us, our imaginations, it seems that God is supposed to give this thing to me tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen.
No.
And it doesn't happen. How long are we willing to wait?
Oftentimes these things reveal that our insecurities and our anxieties are greater than our belief in God's promises. And so God is saying, I'm allowing those insecurities to reveal themselves so that you can recognize them for what they are.
For what they are.
Because that's what God does. He reveals things. Right? In Deuteronomy, he says, I led you through the wilderness, not because he needed them to go through 40 years of that wilderness, but to reveal what was in your heart. Did God know that Abraham was willing to sacrifice Isaac? Yes. But why did he tell him to do it? To reveal what was in his heart. Oftentimes, God's commands or delays are to make known to us and to the watching universe what is really there.
Yeah.
Go on. Go on.
That's good. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Saul begins to care what other people think of him, and he's dependent upon them, and he doesn't want to lose the kingdom. That's what we find out in the next chapter in 14. These are the things that he's worried about. He's worried about the way that he's perceived and not being abandoned, and he's also worried about losing his position and authority when it was God who gave it to him. Right? God gave him the authority. God has the right to take it from him, but he doesn't want God to do that. He wants to wrestle it from God.
Yeah.
And so let me cover the bases as to why I think that even with these defects, he's better than us, and he has more justification.
Go for it.
A few years ago, my daughter was 1 year old, and Babies R Us was closing in Mishawaka, a nearby town. And I went down there to buy something because I'm like, okay, 50% off everything. And then I realized they marked everything up 100%, then give you 50% off. And I'm like, oh, great, one of those deals. So I went and I felt bad. I was like, I should get something. I don't want to walk out of the store, you know. And so I went and I grabbed some like organic baby food pouches, and I grabbed like 10 of them. And so I leave, right? I pay for them. I leave, and I'm putting them in the car, and I pick up my daughter Alice, and I realized that she had been sitting on one of the pouches. I hadn't paid for it. And so I run back into the store, and I say, oh, I didn't notice my daughter was sitting on this. I just want to pay for it. And she's looking at me like, the store's running out of business. It's like $1.50 or something like that. Like, just take it. Like, why would you come back? And I looked at her and I said, listen, you know, a lot of people blame all of these people in the world for selling out for millions of dollars, and I understand them, but I'm not going to sell myself for $1.50. I can understand them selling themselves for millions of dollars, but I'm not going to sell myself for $1.50.
That's deep.
Because they think it's the opposite. Oh, it's nothing. Therefore, cut the corner because it's insignificant.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I will cut corners if it's something huge. But if it's something insignificant, like, why would I sell myself for $1.50? That means I'm super valueless, right? And she looked at me after I told her that I'm not going to sell myself for $1.50. She's like, you've restored my belief in humanity. And I'm like, okay. But here's the deal. Most of us already care what other people think about us and already afraid of losing our position before we even have that many people care about us and before we even have really a position. That's why Saul is better than us. Because he is justified as the king of Israel who had riches and honor and authority and power to covet that and to want to sell himself to maintain that when we sell ourselves for a whole lot less. We sell ourselves for nothing. We go to church every week and we are thinking about what everybody else is thinking about us. Right? We vie for position within the church, and we'll blame like, oh, church leadership is corrupt and this, that, and the other. Okay, fair enough. But guess what? They have the position, they have the authority, they have the people that follow them, and you're doing the exact same thing and nobody's following you.
I should hide my face again.
Right? I mean, like, Saul and many of the people in leadership who have lost their position or their calling, they maintain their position, they maintain their authority, they fight for it. We look at them and we're harsh on them, but at the end of the day, we carry those same detrimental attributes within our own life, but we have nothing to gain. We're not trading it for anything more valuable.
Talk to me.
Right? They at least are compromising for something of value.
Yeah.
Some position, some authority, some power, some influence, some financial incentive. We do it for $1.50.
Yeah, we're here doing it for the bare minimum.
Right?
Not even the bare minimum. Below the bare minimum.
They compromised when they got there. We compromised before we have achieved anything.
Yikes.
I'm sorry. We give it up before we even...
We need to hear that for sure.
That's why I think that people hate Saul, because even at his worst, he's a better Christian than us. We love to hate him because he calls us out.
Yeah.
He does.
He calls us out.
Yeah.
You know, I had never looked at it this way.
I've never seen it this way too.
And now it's like a new light.
Yeah.
I don't hate Saul, man. David didn't either. David loved Saul to pieces, man.
Now it makes so much sense.
It does.
Now why David couldn't kill Saul. It makes so much sense now.
Now, if David wouldn't lay his hands against God anointed, then why do we, who've already compromised, go and start accusing people within power and within authority because they've compromised? You have no right. I'm not saying that what they did was right. I'm just saying that neither of us have a right to criticize when we've done the same thing at a much lower level. It's Jesus saying, right? Take the beam out of your own eye before you take the speck out of your brother's eye.
Yeah.
Not to say that the injustice and you know all the unfairness isn't happening, but it's, dude, deal with yourself first.
Yeah.
Deal with yourself first.
Yeah.
Right?
You look yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And David said, listen, I know Saul tried to kill me. Right? I know Saul has been rejected from being king because I was anointed. But at the end of the day, it is not my job to take Saul out of his position. It is God's job because God put him there. God will take him out. And when God has the time for me, he's going to put me in that position. I will not take it with my own power. Why? Because that's the mistake Saul made.
So David also recognized something in Saul that we can recognize today, even in ourselves.
Of course.
Well,
and he had a respect for his enemies too. I wish we had that. I wish we had more respect for even people that we disagree with, for people that we don't like.
Talk about Christians laughing at their enemies.
Yeah.
In fact, today it's even common that the enemies die and they're like having a whole celebration. So
Because they don't value life.
yeah.
And that's why Saul's also better than us.
Yeah.
Because Saul valued life.
That
Okay?
I'm convinced.
I'm convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. I know you brought like the notes ready, but
It's all good, man.
I think you're gonna have to come back.
I'll burn them.
You're gonna have to come back and do another whole section on Saul, because I'm gonna name this part 1. There's more to come, so expect more.
Yeah.
Regardless, whether you like it or not, Saul, at his words, was a better Christian than we are today.
Yeah.
I can't speak for you, but I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
Before you leave, just like you answered the question at the beginning, can you leave a question for the next guest? And I know you guys have already talked. I'm just kidding.
What is all this insider information that I'm supposed to have been delivered, but I don't have any idea
What is a question you would leave for the next guest?
on anything?
It could be on this,
It could be related to.
but
to the
it could be
topic,
on
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. Because
Make-
now I'm gonna try to think of like a super deep question.
No,
Nothing's coming. Nothing's coming to me.
Yeah. Leave it to. Make it relatable to the topic.
To the topic.
Yeah.
If Saul was such a terrible character, how did he produce such an amazing son? Because out of the Bible, I find few people that compare to as amazing of a guy as Jonathan,
Man.
as faithful as a guy, as honest as a guy, and he must have got that from somewhere.
Yeah. Man.
Ay, ay, ay.
Hey guys, let us know in the comments too, man. What do you guys think, man? But the next guest, that's a good question. So we're looking forward to the answer.
I've been a bit speechless the entire time, and this makes me even more speechless.
Yeah.
I can't answer this question. So on that note, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. You can also answer the question.
Yeah.
Or you can slide in Alex DM, even though you don't have it. And tell him what you think, whether you're a better Christian than Saul. Yeah. But thank you for being on the show, Alex.
Thanks for having me. It was good.
It's been
We're
blast.
glad you were on.
Yeah.
D.
It was fun.
Well,
Send
that's
us
it.
off.
That's it for us, man. Peace. See you next time.
See you.
forever.